Welcome back to Pop Culture Decoded, and we're going to be talking about the Kanye exclusive interview with ABC News that aired in part on Good Morning America this morning. In the interview, he opens up about his relationship with Kim, politics, his ongoing battles with Gap, Adidas, Donda Academy, his social media uses, and much more. And he doesn't appear to hold back. So in the interview, he publicly apologizes to Kim for any stress that he may have caused and that he needs her to be less stressed, not stressed at all, and the best sound mind and as calm as possible to be able to raise his children. He had to fight for his voice while co-parenting with Kim. He basically says in order to successfully co-parent with her, he has to call her out on social media. We all know how the Kardashian women are. They run stuff. They run their household. They make all the decisions, or at least they try to make all the decisions. And Kanye is kind of like, no, you're not going to make all the decisions. I'm not going to let you run my household. I'm not going to let you run my kids. And I'm going to make those decisions as well.
And that's how he uses social media, as a vehicle to amplify his voice. Something he says he's also had to do in order to successfully co-parent with his ex-wife, Kim Kardashian.
This is the mother of my children, and I apologize for any stress that I have caused, even in my frustration, because God calls me to be stronger. But also, ain't nobody else finna be causing no stress either. I need this person to be least stressed and the best sound mind and as calm as possible to be able to raise those children.
Do you feel you have a voice as you're co-parenting now?
I do have a voice, but I had to fight for it. That hurts you when you have to like scream about what your kids are wearing. I want my kids to go to Donda, and I have to fight.
In another interview, he says he admits that Kim raises the kids 80% of the time. So should she make most of the decisions for the kids? I mean, you can't show up 20% of the time and expect 100% acquiescence. It doesn't work that way, Kanye. I get that you're trying to be part of the kid's life, and I get that you're trying to make decisions for them, but you only show up 20% of the time. So I can completely understand why Kim is giving you a hard time. You just can't pick up the phone and say, hey, I want this, 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 and that. He went on to explain that he wants all four of his kids to attend his private school, Donda Academy.
Donda Academy is a private school he created named after his late mother, Donda West.
We spread the gospel. The kids sing gospel to build a school that gives kids practical tools that they need in a world,
which Kim is obviously against. There's a lot of mystery surrounding the school. Number one, the website is very skimpy. It doesn't really offer any pertinent details, curriculums, staff information. Also, sources say that parents are required to sign a non-disclosure agreement. Donda is not accredited. So the credits or the diplomas that the children receive will not even be accepted by colleges. Then there's the fact that Donda's Academy principal and executive director has never held a formal position as an educator. In fact, according to her resume, the closest thing to a teaching position she's ever held is the fact that she owns her own piano, guitar, and singing tutoring business. Okay? And the irony of this whole thing, Kanye has gone on record to say that he's not a reader. Quote, unquote, I actually haven't read any book. Reading is like eating Brussels sprouts for me. So I can completely understand Kim's position and her hesitation on sending those kids to Donda Academy. When you're giving her 80% of the responsibility, it's only logical that she makes most of the decision in those children's life, including where they go to school. But this apology is so typical, you know. He spazzes out over Kim because they're having a disagreement in the family, and then he issues an apology. And then in a few months, he repeats the same process. Are we going to be back in a couple of months doing the same thing all over again? I do think that some of his social media behaviors were very disrespectful. At the same time, I do think that Kim does give him a hard time. But I will say this, you got to give it to Kim and all the Kardashian women. Kim has never publicly spoken negative about Kanye. Never. She doesn't go there. She always takes the high road. She doesn't talk negative about him. She doesn't repost his messages. She doesn't argue with him. She never takes it to that level. And I think in her mind, she's probably thinking these apologies are getting very redundant. They're getting very old. How many times are you going to spaz out on me on social media and then apologize on social media? This is such a toxic cycle that we go through, and she's probably over it. Kanye has a lot of ongoing personal struggles right now. You know, he's feuding publicly with Adidas, with Gap, with Kim, and he talks about how it was all kind of everything that he's going through. It's all kind of a disregard for the voice of something that he co-created.
And it's just little nuances where there was a parallel to what was happening at Gap, what was happening at Adidas, and what was happening in my home. It was all a kind of a disregard for the voice of something that I co-created. I co-created the children. I co-created the product at Adidas. I co-created the product at Gap. There's a parallel, and the parallel does touch on discrimination.
Even within your marriage?
Yeah.
He accuses Adidas and Gap of leaving him out of Yeezy-related planning. He accuses a top executive at Adidas of stealing his ideas and leaving him out of important meetings regarding the products and the planning. He accuses Kim Kardashian of leaving him out of all the decision that she makes for the children. So he feels as though, listen, I created these products. I co-created these products. I at least get a say-so. Whether or not you like it, these are my ideas. These are my children. This is my baby. These are my babies. I should have a say-so in any decision that is made for these products, for these children. I get it. And so when you keep him out and you disregard him and you don't let him make decisions, what is he going to do? He's going to take it to social media. He uses the platform as a vehicle to amplify his voice. You don't want to hear him out? Fine. My millions of followers will hear me out and the world will hear me out. And that's basically what he's saying. You know, he's had a very tumultuous relationship with social media, but that's the only way he feels that his voice is being heard is through that platform. Now that I think about it, this interview comes at a very suspicious time because the interview called A Conversation with Ye is premiering tonight, and it's also going to be available to stream on Hulu, which is perfect timing because the premiere of The Kardashians Season 2 is also premiering tonight on Hulu. So I don't know, Kanye, this whole apology that you're doing with Kim and, you know, the timing of the premiere of The Kardashians. This looks like this is a Chris idea, okay? This looks like Chris is behind this whole apology and the interview and the airing of this interview. What do you guys think of Kanye's apology? Do you think his apology is sincere or do you not take his apology serious? Because we know that we'll be back talking about Kanye spazzing out on social media in a couple of months. Also, do you think that Kim deserves an apology or if she triggers him? I honestly think that she pushes his button because she knows that he's easily triggered. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any pop culture news. Leave a comment below because I try to respond to all the comments, good, bad, and different. I really try to get in there and engage with you guys. Thank you for watching Pop Culture Decoded.